I love it. Such a Sag. Thanks, best friend. Beauty by Bella. Shout out to you. Good morning, good morning. My name is Auntie Energy, aka Moolah. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Energy check. From 1 to 10, how you feeling mentally? Talk to me. Me, I'm a 10 right now because I'm thinking in the future, and how I know I'm going to be feeling is a 10. So regardless of what I'm feeling right now, it really doesn't matter because it's coming. I feel it. So with that being said, energy wise, how are you feeling? 10? 10 out of 10 better recommend. Don't be spreading the negativities. That's ugly. Well, if you don't know, or if this is your first time, please hit the subscribe button. Hit it. Get me in your algorithm. Get me in others' algorithm. Click like, even if you don't like it. Don't be negative. The divine, the God, the universe don't like that. Your crystals don't like that either. So just be in God's grace and press the damn like button. I would really appreciate it. Good morning. So today is a special episode. Why I say that is because not that it's just the 51st or 51. We're going to go with 51st. Shadow. The black cat is doing the most today. Okay, I should have just left him alone on the bed. But do I trust that? I don't think I trusted that either. Like, if you know, with the cat mom or parent. So, with today's video, we're going to be talking about a recap of my whole year's journey. And I basically made a questionnaire about how I did my setup, why I started a podcast, what is the podcast, what's the podcast meaning to me, like why for me, because I keep talking, but better why, that is what we're going to get into this week. And I actually made a questionnaire of questions that I think listeners would want to know. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, like I said, I'm up for debate with it. It's cool. Put it in the comment box and I'll refer it to maybe a part two. If y'all leave enough comments with questions and concerns. But just don't be negative Nancy. I can't take the negative Nancy's. Oh my God. Are you trying to give my therapist more to work with? Shout out to BetterHelp. Non-sponsorship. All right, so before we get into that, right? How did I even come up with my name, Energy Check? And was that the name? Like, Jordy, tune in a... Who has been here that long to know that Energy Check wasn't the first name? And do you know it? Comment down below. Tune in audio, Jordy. Perfect key. Perfect. So, Energy Check was not the first name, okay? First, it was Sipping Tea with Energy. And when I say that, I want to talk to all creators out there to let you guys know, take your time with figuring out your process and how you want to plan out your body of work. And even though I did plan it out and I took my time, girl, I was in, child, girl, auntie, energies, whoever. I was in the shower and I was just like, Sipping Tea with Energy. And that's the same thing that kind of happened with my last business when I came up with Hippie Haven. You know, it just came to me spirit wise. And I think when it comes down to anything that we do, we should allow it to be tunneled by our spirit first. So, questionnaire breaking down all the way from the beginning. Why did I do a mental health check or energy check? So, when I decided to rebrand my business, I was just like, what is this really about? So the sipping tea was cool, but I was just like, I'm not always about tea, you feel me? And then when I typed in sipping tea, a lot of sipping teas came up, and I wasn't really fucking with that. So I was just like, how can I rebrand this? So it took me some time, and again, I found out what I needed to do, right? And I was like, energy check, like check your energy. So if y'all don't know what energy check is for, it's like checking your energy. You know, like the Superman, but G. I hope I did that right for you. Well, I try to do it right for y'all. But yeah, it's checking your inner self and aligning with yourself continuously, because it's a continuous battle. And I don't think people really talk enough how much we really be in our head and really be focused on the things that we need to be focused on so much within the day. So it's like, okay, cool, we do that, but where you at with it? So I do an energy check from 1 to 10, 1 the lowest, 10 the highest. And then I do a mental health check, 1 the lowest, 10 the highest. So I feel like your energy and your mental state is two separate states, because somebody could show up to work and be totally fine, but as soon as they walk out and they sit in their car on break or on getting off work or leaving school, you're like a whole different person. So it's like checking those energies and basically really aligning yourself with what affects you. Because once you could pinpoint in environments or around people or in jobs how it tweaks you and how you truly feel, then it's like, boom, I have more self-control over my mind, my body, and my soul. So that's where energy is really coming from. But then at the same time, again, I'm really that like this. Don't play. Oh my God. My phone has been writing this the whole time. Yo, Siri just really wanna be on me, bro. It wrote the whole conversation. That is beyond me. All right. Okay. So the next segment is book of the week, final of the week. Most people ask me, why book of the week? Why vinyl of the week? Number one, sponsorships. If there's anybody out there with bookshops, vinyl shops that would love to sponsor me in any city, please let me know. I would love to come there, because guess what? Every week I produce and give out books of the week, vinyls of the week, and I could give out, recommendations from your store with your books and your vinyls. Ta-da! Eto energy check. Ya tú sabes. You already know. Just talk to me and we can make the collaboration do the thing, you feel me? So anyway, why book of the week and why vinyl of the week? To me personally, I love vinyls. I fell in love with poetry, so that's what got me into books as an adult. Let's start with vinyls first. Vinyls, I traveled around the world to so many different places. And then as I was traveling, I felt like, you know how people would collect pens and shot glasses and mugs. For me, I was like, that those things got aggravating. So what I was like, what else can I do? Like, I love music. I was like, maybe let's make my music physical form. Because if you remember, Jordy Pop Up the CD. Kids, I came from CDs. Jordy Pop Up the MP3 player. MP3 player. Boom gat. Like, and with that being said, I needed something more physical. And the phone felt so like in the matrix, that I just wanted to find something else. And Books and vinyls really helped me be like physical, keep me grounded, especially as a spiritual person. I was just like, this helps me be on the plane I need to be and then find myself in the energy that I want to be in. So that's the most important part as well, is finding things that you personally can feel yourself niche into. The next segment of Energy Check is Hotspot of the Week. When it comes down to Hotspot of the Week, I find myself that I like going out. I like being casual. I like being around people. I like being around energy. I like checking out new things. I like exploring, basically. And every time I would look back, I was like, damn, I should have posted that, or I should have talked about that. And I never do. And it's so hard for me to actually remember these things. So I just wanted to start documenting the places I went and the experiences I've experienced, because it's like, why not give that? What if there's somebody else just like me who probably listens to Energy Check, follows Energy Check on all streaming platforms, pew, 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 pew. And they be like, yeah, when I come to South Florida, or I live in South Florida, I could probably keep up with what she be doing. So when I want to do something, I have something to do as well. So that's what really got me onto that road of like, I just want to give a little entertainment of places that you can go, because it's cute being in your house saving money until you're bored and you ain't got no friends and no man or no girl and you lonely during December. Think about it. That's just a warning, you feel me? So check out them hot spots. Now, people would wonder, how much money do I spend on this? I would say I spend the regular that I would normally do, because these are the things that I'm naturally doing. I'm not going out my way to go podcast and go catch content every weekend. I'm just always doing shit, and I'm always doing new shit. And with that being said, I always have content. Boom. Now, if you stay in the house or you're broke, I'm sorry. But in my opinion, put some money to the side to put some self-care into yourself. Best thing. Like, why not? Like, we don't know how long we living for real. Why are we like staying in the house, saving all this money? Por qué? Por qué is for what? So for all my English speaking folk out there, I don't speak Spanish. I just be in and out. Don't play with me. Let me check what's next. So another segment that I have is self-care tip of the week. Why did I do this? Is because I knew I needed to implement more self-care into my own life. Some people will be like, what is self-care to you? To me, self-care is just putting time to myself for whatever it is, even time, space, mental space, whatever space it is, just finding that comfortability of where you draw the line with whatever it is. So if you're overextending yourself, drawing that line and finding boundaries may be a form of self-care, but that's just upon the person. So to me, self-care goes by person for who you are and where you're at in life, because it's not all about face mask and getting your nails done and getting your toes done. But now if you do not get your nails done, your toes done and shit, you need to focus on that. One thing that when I was growing up, what I did was learn how to do my eyebrows. I learned how to do my makeup. Matter of fact, makeup break. Because Jesus, these lights. Back. Sorry, Jordy. I'm going to work on not knocking this goddamn mic all the time. So when it comes down to self-care, it's always by person. I learned how to do my eyebrows. I learned how to do my makeup. My best friend does my nails. And if I can't do that, baby, I got ways to make it all work. Today, I really wanted to just be a little like relaxed and be myself a little bit, but still put on for these lights because I didn't want to look like a zombie. Y'all heard that? Wow, that was great. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for tuning in for over the past year. It's been a journey. A lot of people would ask, why did you start your visuals on like the 49th episode? Auntie Energy, aka Moolah. It's all this moolah in this world, and you're taking your time to get on what social media, something that is very important. I would give you the answer of I needed to take my time on my route when I needed to and when I wanted to. I wasn't ready mentally for everything that came with podcasting. I wasn't ready for all the comments, the concerns, and going up against everybody. Like that wasn't where I was at. I wanted to build up on my craft. I wanted to build up on, why I do what I do. I wanted to build up on finding my word, my voice, not my word, my voice. I wanted to find my voice. Permiso. Oh. I'm recording. So after self-care, even though it depends, again, that's my version of self-care and why I would implement different things and topics on self-care. But if it wasn't self-care, if it was mental health checks, why I wanted to do like mental health checks and mental health tips of the week is because it's like I don't feel like people really check in with themselves, number one, or the people you really truly love, really know how to communicate to your inner child. It's not even communicate to you because you can be communicated to every day, spoken to every day, but are they saying the right words? Are they talking to you in the right tone to even allow those parts of you to open up? And I found that I'm that for a lot of people. And I was just like, okay, well, if I know that's a piece of me that I am for a lot of people, let me implement that into my show, So I just had to break it down like that. And I think it's very important. Like, tips of the day is always great. Facts of the day is always great. Like, why the hell not? Don't be a Debbie Downer. We talk about this. Get active, bitch. Get active. Oh my God. So now that we broke down the whole show, like the segments, before we got into the main topic of the show, I wanted to talk about why I got into podcasting. It's a long story, but to compress it, what I will say is like I went through traumatizing situations. But I went through a breakup. I went through losing my business. And all of this you can listen to on the other 48 episodes. So go tune in, follow up, catch up. Okay. If this is your first one, go catch up on the tea of my life so you can be on the journey of my diary. Because literally, this is like you hanging out in my garden and me talking to you about the garden. And the garden is the things that have gone on in my life, the things that has really built me to be me today, So it's not just about drama and shit, but if you really want to know the whole thing, I've documented it. Go on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other streaming platforms that you can listen to podcasts. Cheese. Cheese. Also send this to a friend or two. Cheese. What they do? What the new kids? What the new kids be doing? No, they be doing some shit like, this is how I know I'm old. You know what I'm saying, right? Though I'm over here throwing a game. So how I got into podcasting. Um, like I told you before, I lost my business, relationship, voice, depression, all that good shit. Go check out the episodes. Spotify, wherever you get your streaming podcasting. Go get it. I started my first corporate job. Ew. And with that being said, I loved it. It had shaped me into being a better person, better work ethic, waking up early, because I was an artist from heart. 6 years I worked for myself. And out of them 6 years, I finally went to work for somebody else, and it got me together. And I appreciate it. I just said ill because it was like, what? I never, ever. Art Central Miami, Culture Miami, Miami Warehouse, Hippie Haven. Y'all know. Comment down below. Y'all know me. That's where the ill came from. But I'm thankful. Give thanks. But I was working 10-hour shifts. I made the elite jump to go part-time because I was like, I need more time for my baby. So, I'm happy about that. But with that being said, anyway, I was working 10-hour shifts, and I was getting tired of listening to music. So I started like really going deeper on YouTube. And when I got on YouTube, I was looking up like relationship things and healing things and different like things like that. And I would come up with like 8 at the Table and different podcasts that I was just like, yo, like this is cool. Like just people just literally talking, and I'm over here listening for hours. So maybe like 3 months in, I'm listening to different podcasts and really like finding the niche in it, because I have my degree in communications and fine arts. So I was just like, bro, I could do this. Like what? Because like this is for real me, and I don't know if that's for real them on everybody platform, not the ones I say. So please do not. I mean, my juggler. No, I'm just saying in general of online presences. I don't know if that's them for real. Because every last one I've met has disappointed. No shade with it. But with that being said, for me, behind this Fuji film camera and the lens to the mic to the me, like this is really me. Rather if it's on an off day or a good day. Y'all heard me on my off days, so it's not really like I hide it, And I just felt like this really gave me my outlet to find me again. And that's all what I'm trying to say is like, I was like, nobody knows me on these platforms. I run my own facility for so long, and a lot of people in South Florida knew me with as a union. And then me just finding my own self, I just felt like these lights on me was good enough. Like, and why I didn't start on, the visuals again is because I just didn't want the pressure. It's too much. Y'all people online be doing a lot. And I had social media anxiety, and I was not fucking with that. Like, with my personal page, I could do it. Like, no problem. I could have fun. I could post my photos. I could quote out my thoughts, caption them. Make adult reel, ooh. Go viral on the reel, ooh. But now when it came to promoting myself as a business, oh no. That felt so cringing. Like, and still to this day, it's still getting like, it's getting easier and day by day because I know what it does for my business and where it takes businesses on their online platform in general. Why I do what I do, it makes it easier. And then like listening to motivational, like if someone asks, so what keeps me up like and motivated during these times, it's like listening to motivated speeches by different people I listen to. Like the last one I listened to today was by Jay-Z and J. Cole. They like, one of their supporters put like a mashup of different podcasts that they were on of different motivational things that they said. And made a thing about it. And I'm over here like, I'm listening to this before I'm getting to my work, So that's what kind of train of mind and kind of focus and what kind of dedication that I put towards what I do. And I felt like podcasting was the best way to do it. Like, and then I could explore and go above and beyond in what I really want to do in life. But this was my like grounding station. This was my bed. This was my garden that I could start for me, Moolah, that turned into auntie energy. And before this, I didn't have that. I did everything for everybody else. All the creators in South Florida, people who came to South Florida couldn't say that about Hippie Haven, Miami Warehouse, Art Central Miami, whatever facility you was working with me at. On me, you could say I always did right by you. I tried to go the straight narrow route. I always made sure it was really in your favor, never our favor, but I tried to do our favor. And with that being said, like we made movies. Like we really did. Like all up and through the Hialeah, Little Haiti, like, and it was fun because I gave the creative space and I didn't give, I created a creative space. It's all about your words. For creators to feel that comfortable that they gave me the ability to be able to live in those moments. So it was just like a energy exchange in general. So shout out to everybody that was a part of my journey at one time. I appreciate you. I see you and I love you. Yes, because great A times. If you've been a part of Miami Warehouse, Art Central Miami, or Hippie Haven, please comment your favorite memory below. Jordy, throw it right here below. I would love to hear about it and tell me so I can comment back, and I'll definitely tell you my memory if I remember you, or you know how the energy exchange do. So please just comment. It won't hurt. Like and subscribe. So before I just say that podcasting was the way to go, I would like to let everybody know that yes, it was a great experience starting this. I think I did really great because I did have some advantages. Like I had my own camera. Shout out to the person who bought me my camera. I had to buy a few more lights, but I had lights. I did have to buy my Rodecaster, which I would recommend all podcasters don't start from the bottom. Now we hear. Start at grade A audio. That is the most important thing about podcasting. And even with me, I've been working on a few things, so I ain't the best. Like right now, people wear like the headphones. I'm like, nah, I'm too cool for that. Too cool for school. You know, always been like that. Who carrying the book bag? Nah. So when you're like that, like me, just know we go through different difficulties quicker than others. So just try to always come with your A game. And I know that's not going to be in everybody's budget. And if you have to go that route because your budget's that route, I ain't got nothing to say. Record on anchor.com with your headphones and do your thing. But really, I would say just get out the way, like, and stop saturating the community. All these saturated communities because people just want to do things and not do it right. But I'm not going to stop nobody's growth because that's what it really is. It's growth, elevated growth. But I went to a convention before I started my own podcast. This is what I'm saying. Do your research, do your backgrounding, really learn your craft when you want to get into anything. And I went to a podcast convention, and when I went to the podcast convention, I learned so much. And I learned how all of these people set their platforms at such a high standard because podcasting has been around for so long. We're really late to the crew. And if we're late to the crew, how dare us come into their situation lacking? Audio sounding like trash. So please, if you are going to get into any industry, just try to come to meet some standard. Not the lowest, but some. so you can actually get some quality out of what you do and you won't feel like you're wasting your time. My first episode wasn't the greatest, but damn, you can listen to it and not cringe your ears, to tell you that. Why? Because I put time and energy and I learned resources. I learned different websites. I learned different things. Even now with audio live or pre-recorded, I'm learning how to make it better. So this episode will be way better than my interviews because now I learned certain things that I ain't know at the time of them interviews. It's the process, bro. So wherever you at with it, I respect it. But just try to match it. And you won't be too far behind. Don't go like 6K on them. Like if you ain't got that money, do not max out that credit card. Do not do it. And not because of what I said. Don't do it. So with me having my own creative space, I'm gonna take a sip of drink. With me having my own creative space, that means it was a lot of more like perks that I have with my personality with starting a podcast, like marketing and advertisement, social media, learning technology really fast, knowing the equipment I don't need, just the business production side of it and the production of whatever project I'm working on. So project management is something I'm really good at. So it doesn't matter if you throw me any kind of idea, I can consultate you, I can create the idea, and me and you and your ideas can make it a better idea to the fact that you're like, wow, I didn't see that breakdown of it. So when I say I had advantages, those are the kind of advantages I did have in podcasting. I'm not going to say I'm the best or have the high followist. You know, I'm not saying that. Do I want it? Try me out. But no, it's just at least setting the tone, and getting better at a good tone. It's not like a shitty tone. I don't feel like I'm at a shitty tone. My equipment costs too much. I feel like I'm doing a good job. You think I'm doing a good job? I think my numbers say I'm doing a good job. So YouTube, hello. But Spotify, Apple Music, and Google, what's popping? Yeah, I just got to get with it. So those are my advantages. And I only say that to make sure that podcasters also educate themselves in those realms. Like get to posting, get to making sure you go on Spotify. They sent me an email of they'll create their own graphic designs for you for every post. Make sure you get that. Make sure you use that. Make sure when you post it on your stories that you're actually taking your time out to put the link, create a link name. These things make people feel like you care about your craft. And again, it may not matter right now, but later on when you actually make it to the place that you want to make it to, again, this is my first time doing podcasting, but it's not my first time having a business. And a successful one at that, okay? So now that now that you know how I got into this, what started me, what inspired me, what pushed me, what actually, damn, shit. So now that you know about what I do, how I got into podcasting, what inspired me to be in podcasting, the goods, don'ts, and all that good stuff. I wanna talk about the hardships of podcasting for me, 4K, okay? Not for everybody, but for me, I would say is I didn't know recording and doing all this work takes so much work. You have to have so much in the vault. If anybody is out there trying to start this and just want to know what can you do to do better, have more in the vault. And having more in the vault is putting more time into your craft. Don't shoot the shooter. Don't shoot the messenger. I just said it because I was like with podcasting at one point. I was just going week by week, and I always would feel like I was at the neck, staying up to before going to work, trying to figure it out and all this good stuff. Even like today, like I don't have to go to. I do have to go to work, but I'm on a deadline. Like I'm on a timeline. I have to get this done. I have to get this to Jordy like ASAP. You know, so it's like, and that's just because of life and energy checks. 1 year anniversary is coming. Woo woo woo! And I'm working on projects, but it's the point of like it's always to the next. So if you just want to kind of get above that like red line with your shit and always have things just preset for you, that will kind of help you with podcasting. And that's something I've been working on like the most. What do I love about the podcasting? Just being able to say what the fuck I want to say for real. Because, ew, like holding my throat, like I felt like I was going to get a disease in there or something. Like my throat was just hurting. I would be feeling it throbbing, like just not saying what I want to say, or just being in situations where I can't talk or I couldn't be clear. It'll get on my nerve. It'll grind my teeth at night. I swear I go to sleep easier now. So some people want to know, how did I produce my show? One, or does it even take a production for a podcast? And I would say yes. Anything professionally done needs a script, needs understanding, needs production, needs a fucking layout for real, bro. Like, creators, stop going into things head and first blind, because you're gonna fail every time, waste people's time, and then for what? Por qué? Like I said, let's learn Espanol together. Por qué? And when it comes down to that, it's like I studied other people that I love and all the other podcasts that I adore, and I understand that I want them to still be them, but I wanted to create my own identity. But because I was coming into a new realm that doesn't have no layout, doesn't have no script, how can I kind of pinpoint of the new age of what's going on and then make my own, and keeping myself originally like separate from them, you know? Even though like a lot of podcasters that I listen to, I want to say shout out to y'all. And if y'all listen to my podcast and want to be secretive about it, hey, but I do want to say shout out to y'all, because I don't know, I'm spiritual, right? So I'll be talking about certain things, and then because y'all have more clout and shit, then y'all just pop and have like the same conversation. That should be wild to me, because I'll be at work, I'm like, damn, I just said this shit, like. So it's only two things. It's only two things in this world. Either a coinkydink, or we just that cool and we need to link up. Hello, podcaster. I think we could be friends because we may be that alike. Which one y'all want to take? Because y'all know how people feel about coinkydinkies. Nothing's a coincidence. Okay. Because I'm going to be done talking shit. So another question would be like, do I do all of this alone? Yay. And then yay. Nay, yay. Nay, yay. You know, it's like the Gemini in me. It's like 50% yes, 50% no, because we always need somebody in this world, you know. For example, shout out to Beauty by Bella, the person who always does my hair and all my protective styles, my best friend. She pressed record for me. She keeps pressing it. You know, that's a beautiful thing. That's a support system. Love language for me. Showing up. That's an act. That is an act. But no, I also have Jordy Bruh, I have Mystic Lotus Aesthetics, I have the Foul Hundreds. I have different people who show up for me every time, and just show up and show out. Also, shout out to 5 to 9 Miami Studios. That's the spot I've been using as of lately. Miami Beach, Biscayne. It's beautiful. You can see the sunrises and the views. If you want to book her, book the spot. She's amazing. Shout out to Keisha. Okay. But it has been a lot before I even got to this point, right? I'm just like doing the build up of it all because it's a journey. It's not a destination. And that's why I always tell people, like, make sure y'all check out the episode, check out from the beginning to now, because you'll understand a lot more of what I'm talking about, because this is literally, like I was saying, you're in my garden. You gotta like really pay attention from the beginning to the end to understand. You get me? I hope you get me. So what's the most important thing, or let me have put like this. So what's the most interesting thing about podcasting? And for me, I think it's about just giving my spirit an outlet, like that discernment, giving it an outlet to like speak, like preach, preach. It gives it that space, and I need that. And I be wanting to be relatable, because everybody I be talking to be relatable when I be talking to them, because I'm the person that random people will tell me they hold life to. That's the energy I hold, right? So I just be like, shit, I hope what I'm talking about, because I really don't be knowing. I don't know. I just say well from my heart, and my heart gives. And if it's from my heart, that means I'm assuming it's from love. And if it's from love, that means it's from above. And I'm going every time. Period. How does it feel to finally have a team again? Um, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to have a team from the beginning to right now. I'm happy. The losers are losers and the winners are winners. Gang, gang, gang. I just, wish everybody the best. But who stays, I'm riding for. You feel me? And that's all it's ever gonna be from whoever comes in and out of the situation. I'm always gonna stay loyal. I'm always stay down. I'm always be the same. If you switch up on me, that's just how it moves. The pros and cons of having a team. Keeping up with the schedule, keeping up with the day-to-days of people, keeping up with the emotions, being considerate, like when you're really all about work ethic, but you have to be very considerate, because everybody isn't getting paid time. Some is getting, most is giving donated time, but the other percentage who's getting paid time could pop their shit, and you just got to deal. So it's just like a back and forth of pros and cons, that some natural shit. Another question someone could ask me is, do my family and friends support my journey? I would say, honestly, more than I've heard. Yes, more than I've heard of many other people. Like, many other people giving me horror stories compared to my stories, But do I have to fight for my journey a little harder than most believe? Yes. And I think that goes for anybody, though. You're going to see your dream 10 times bigger than what somebody else is going to see for you. It's not their job to take you to that space. It's your job to actually do it. So, for example, my desk was full. It had all my equipment. Nothing was up. Got off work, did what I got to do, did my write-up, everything, to then come, set it up, get pretty, do everything. Make sure the space is clean, okay? Eat, prepare, smoke, and drink. And then say, hey, friend, can you come and press play for me? I could have been gave up. I could have been put it down. But it's putting the effort in, making sure whatever you do, you apply that pressure. So that is what I'm saying. It's like when you really want something, apply that pressure. They can only support you and guide you and lead you only yet so far. And you can't be mad at that. My bad, Jordy. Jordy gonna be laughing at this because he gonna be like, oh, now I feel like I'm having a conversation with her while he's editing. Hi, bye. Cut it out. So, people will say, who would you want to interview? And who won't I interview? I would say I'm open to a lot of different energies. Like if I can, there's this famous cat I keep posting. I would interview the cat. J shit. Like I just want to play with the cat. But okay, all serious aside, there's a lot of people I would want to interview. Like definitely Krishan. Like I'll be scared. Don't beat me up, Krishan. I'll be scared, but I would definitely won't be like, I'm down to have some questions. But you have to sign a paper that you will not hit me. Do not hit me, Mama Bear. It's all love. I've been watching you from the beginning. But I have some genuine questions and concerns. And I just want to know. And I think I might have a better conversation with certain people that I wanted to interview off camera, because then I could be real about it and be myself and they don't feel like I'm just doing something for a camera. You feel me? So that's why most people that I did interview in my process, like I knew, and then I also interviewed like a mini interview before we even got on camera, so they could see my personality, they could see how I rock, how I move, before they just think the lights come on, camera action, here comes this person. No, I need you to know that I'm outlandish from the beginning. I need you to know that I'm You done? You done? You done? Oh, disrespectful ass cats, bro. You think a dog is better? Buckle. Before I throw some water at you. Don't call me Peter. Anyway. How can someone be on energy check? I won't deny a lot unless our energy just won't match. And honestly, that takes a lot. That means I'm going to be in person with you, most likely. And I'm going to personally tell you that I don't fuck with you. Because, like, I could feel it over a message, but I'm like, I'm going to give you a rope. I'm going to give you, you feel me enough. And just because maybe I don't know you. I can't judge somebody off I don't know, right? So I feel it before and still give you that space, and you end up acting weird. If you act weird, I'm probably not gonna do it, and if I do it, it's gonna look like a clown situation. Cause I did do a little situation where I was upset. That's coming up in in the interview. I wasn't upset. I was just like, the fuck. And I was just like, that was awkward. Like, how would I do that again? So I think I'd just be super awkward and stiff with you, and it'd be an awkward and stiff, like, moment. So I might as well not do it and then not book again with you. So if you did want to be on energy check, keep the vibes right. 10 out of 10, always recommend. Cause like I want the best you. I don't want the beat down you. And not to say I can't take a depressed person or anything like that. I could do that. But like if you're gonna be rude, outlandish and all that, like this is a passion of mine and you fucking my vibe up. Like that's like fucking up a poet's vibe, fucking up an artist vibe, fucking up a visual arts vibe. Like they 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 brush the mic, the phones just don't sound the same no more after you coming crazy. So even if you're an engineer, a producer, the creative director, keep y'all vibes right, cause ain't nobody else did shit to you, you know. So that's how I feel about that. That's who I want in like interview. Somebody with off ass vibes. Okay. So the last one before I go into my favorite episodes. Why do I say I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you? Yeah, I'm trying to get a cancer sensitive. I started that in this like rebuild and rebrand of the segment because I felt like while I was doing my project, the feelings of me not being seen or heard or validated, I felt like I needed to reinsure that for myself. I needed to make sure that I reinsured others and anybody who did follow the podcast that I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. And there's not a lot of there's a lot of people who don't get validated in that every day. You know, like maybe by their friends, family, and loved ones, but like how I said, like when they speak to your soul, they speak to your inner child. It's like I want that quote to hit that area. It's like, damn, like she really feel me, like, and I'm like, I really feel you, like, you know. So when I say I see you, it's because I see how hard you're working. I see how you trying. I see the effort. I see how much love you pouring into what you're doing. I see how you listening to this fucking podcast and redirecting your thoughts, your mind, your energy. I see you. When I say I feel you, it's because I've been there. I know what that transition looks like. I know what it feels like. And when I say I love you, it's because everybody don't get that. And I don't need to physically know you to let you know that I love you and to send that frequency and that hurts your way. So that's why I said that. I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. So, last but not least, on to your favorite part. I have this podcast like merch situation going on that I can't show you too much about because the people who's attending my 1 year anniversary cocktail is gonna be able to receive this first, not you. But it'll be on a link soon, so check it out. But they get the drop first, and then once I drop those limited editions, that's it. It's no more after that. So my top 5 episodes and where I was mentally when I created these episodes. Number 1, Moving Grace. Jordy, throw it up for me. What's that show? Jeopardy? Yeah. Moving Grace. Moving in Grace. I got that because it's like I felt like when I created that episode, I felt like there was just so many things that was like really attacking my mental, physical, and emotional. And even in my past, present, future, like how did I want to move in situations that was either for me or against me, but still be in the grace of God and the divine and the energy that I really want to proclaim. Because it's really easy to snap back into that person. And I got tired of snapping back into that person. Like I felt like that would put me 10 steps back. And I'm just like, I gotta just move in grace with it. So I remember I had little situations. Y'all go check out the episode, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, all that good shit. But moving in grace, I I just knew I had to do better for me. So that was my number 1 episode. My number 2 episode, ready, Jordy? Ready. A letter to self. A letter to self. That was the one I did right before my birthday, where I wrote myself a letter like a couple weeks prior before my birthday, and I knew I was going to be in Canada. And I was just like, what would you tell your 29th self? Like, what are you going to tell her? What would you want her to hear when she's out of town, away from a computer, away from her mic, and all of these things about the accolades that she did mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that's how A Letter to Self came. And I just feel like everybody should write themselves a letter before their birthday, like maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. But write yourself a letter for your future self, but it's still for the future self. So it's like you're reading it in that present time, but it's still for your future self. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but if it does, it does. And that's what that episode really like stuck with me. It's just like, damn, you put that out in existence, like all of this is affirmations. All of this is manifestation. So, number 3, Mask Off. I feel like Mask Off was like the beginning of starting a team and then the end of like a rebirth season of myself. And that's when I had to beat the bitch. Jerk about fucking dreads. Ugh. And that's where I was mentally, and it's a favorite, and it's fire. Go check it out. Number 4, don't be pressed. I don't remember what I was talking, like what my mind frame was with Don't Be Pressed, but I remember it being my favorite. Like, it's definitely in the top 5. And it was just about like things going on and you just like being smooth criminal with the shit. For real. Number 5, take it back. Take them perks back. Percocet. Not the Percocet. Take it back though, for real. Like, that one, I was in a mental state where I was like taking my energy back from a friend and like realigning myself on where I wasn't in life and where I wasn't. And that's a favorite episode because, again, anytime you stand a boundary and you mean it and you feel it and you don't need validation in it, it feels fucking good. And that's why it's a favorite. Top 5 least favorite episodes. Jordy, put that. Number 1, When Life Gives You Lemons. I swear I hate that this episode is still at the top 3 in my Spotify highest episode playlist. I hate it. Oh my God. Like, but I love it. It's again, yin yang. So my grandfather died, and that was the episode of the week that my grandfather died. And it was just a trash ass episode. Sound, the quality, everything. Blech. But I got to talk about my grandfather, the passing and everything like that. And I just feel like his spirit lives within that episode. So I love it for that. But at the same time, the audio and everything was so bad. And I'm not taking that back. Number 2, parenting yourself. I feel like I was just above my time. I think I should have waited on that episode because I don't think they really understood what I was trying to say in the audio. I feel like I needed the visuals to like smack them. But it was solid. All my content solid. It makes sense. It's just not my favorite. Number 3, I wasn't ready. I really wasn't, like, the whole year and still not the fucking episode. I wasn't ready for it. Skip. Number 4, mirror gazing. I just felt like that was just way too spiritual of me. Like, it really is. And everybody not on that spiritual shit. So if you are on that spiritual shit, mirror gazing is for you. But if not, you see how I missed that? I missed my own mouth. It kept it moving. Spiritual shit, mirror gazing. Right. Last but not least, Black Effect Convention. No offense to them. I enjoyed my experience. I enjoyed seeing the podcast that I needed to see. Blah, blah, blah. Great. Ooh, hey, horrible. But it was hot. The food situation was trash. I paid so much money to be there. And by the time I got home, the Moxie Hotel, French kiss. But by the time I got home and I was able to record an episode, it was just like, whatever. And that's why it's one of the least. Am I happy to see the people I was happy to see? Yeah. But they just did regular Showtime shit. Like, they didn't do nothing of, like, Tanashi or, like, they ain't did nothing crazy. Like, I ain't see them in the crowd. I ain't see them dealing with fans, like, unless they brought them up to the stage, you know? So, coming from Miami, it's just like, that's why it's one of my least. Like, I paid too much money for that trip for that. I should have met motherfucking Weezy for that. And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to Energy Check. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? I need you to make sure you subscribe. Okay? Today we spoke about everything that have covered Energy Check, from how I started, how I got into podcasting, what made me started it, and all the intermediate questions that you can add into it. Okay? I just want to make sure you know, from the bottom of mi corazón, that I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. Make sure you have a great day.